Okay, so this is the second part of Section 4D, and Chapter 4, Section D. We're going to discuss the second part. And so, first problem says, suppose you have a credit card balance of $2,300 with an annual interest rate of 21%. And you decide to pay off your balance over 1 year. How much will you need to pay each month? Assume you don't use the card to purchase anything else. So what we know is we've got this formula to calculate payments that we can use. Basically that the payment is equal to your principal times your APR divided by the number of times it happens per year. And you take that and you divide it by 1 plus the total of 1 and the number of, the APR divided by the number of times it happens every year, all raised to negative n, which is the number of times it happens per year, times the number of years it happens. Okay, so what we know about this situation is that we have a balance of $2,300. So that would be our principal. And then we have this APR, and I really, when we're writing the formula, I don't like putting that X there because it makes it look like it's a variable. So we've got this APR of 21%, and we know we can't write it as a percent, so we need to divide it by 100 and make it a decimal. So 0.21. We're going to divide this by 12 because we're making monthly payments. So that's the number of times it would happen per year. On the bottom, we've got 1 minus 1 plus, again, we're going to do our N, which is, our APR, which is 0.21 over 12, which is the number of times it happens per year. And we're going to raise that to negative 12 because it happens 12 times a year, and the negative is coming from our formula, and times the number of years that it happens. Well, it says you decide to pay off your balance in 1 year, so that's going to happen in 1 year. Okay. Definitely would not try to type all this in the calculator at one time. The calculator can handle this 2,300. It can handle the top part. So if you do 2,300 times 0.21 divided by 12, or type that as a fraction, you would get 40.25. And on the bottom, if we type all of this in, we're going to get 0.18. And this is, again, this is what's going to show up on your screen, but we know that the calculator keeps, like it's rounding off. This is not the end of the number. So the smartest thing would be to do is when you get ready to divide, type in, so when you get to the next step, you want to do 40.25 divided by, and then get your answer to come up by hitting second, I think it's a second negative on the graphing calculator, but that will get this to be $214.16. Okay, so let's make sure that we're answering the question. This is going to be our payment per month. It says, how much will you need to pay each month? Well, we're going to need to pay $214.16 each month to pay off this balance of $2,300. Okay. If we multiply the 214.16 times 12, we're going to end up paying a total. They didn't ask us for this, but we would end up paying a total of $2,569.92, which is more than the $2,300. Why is it more? Well, because we had interest that we had to pay. So this is the number that we're going to have to pay in order to get this balance paid in a year. with the 21% interest. Suppose you can get a personal loan at a bank at an annual interest rate of 10%. Should you take this loan and use it to pay off the $2,300 credit card debt? Okay, and discuss the pros and cons. So if we can get a bank loan that just has simple interest, we're not compounding it, but it just has simple interest, and they're going to charge us 10% for that. And so that means that they're going to charge us $230 in interest. $2,300 plus $230 means we're going to pay a total of $2,530 for the loan. The other way, we paid $2,569.92. So this would be the better deal, and a better way maybe to earn some credit. This way gives you a little bit of cushion if you happen to have something like financially happen in your life that you are having to rearrange bills and you fall short. If you take a loan out from the bank, you have to pay it every month. It's not an option. This, you could lower the payment and maybe pay something a little bit less every month. So you just got to consider kind of where you're at in your life, if you have room for cushion or not. You need a loan of $100,000 to buy your new home. The bank offers a mortgage for either a 30-year loan at an APR of 5% or a 15-year loan at 4.5%. Compare your monthly cost, your payments, and your total cost under these two options. Assume that the closing costs are the same in both cases and therefore do not affect your choice. So we're going to consider two things. We're going to consider that we've got a 30-year at 5%, 0.05, 5 divided by 100, 0.05. That's one thing we're going to consider. Okay, the other loan is 15 years, and its APR is 0.045, or 4.5 divided by 100 to get your percentage. So let's calculate our payment. Okay, you're going to do your principal. So I'm using that formula that we had before. We're multiplying it by our APR divided by the number of terms per year, divided by 1 minus 1 plus APR divided by the number of terms per year. We're paying this every month, so 12 terms per year, raised to the number of terms per year times the number of years, and we're making this payment for 30 years, monthly for 30 years. So the top of that's going to be $416.67. The bottom is going to be, and now this, remember, this is a rounded number, so it would be best to leave it on your screen and hit, when you divide the two, hit or type in 416.67 divided by second answer to get the exact. And if we round to 2 decimal places, money, they usually always round up. We're going to get 536.82. Okay, for our 15-year payment, still taking out $100,000. Our interest rate went down to 0.045 though, still over 12 years. And then 1 minus 1 plus our APR divided by the number of times we're going to do that per year, and raised to the number of times we're going to do that per year times 15. Okay, and that's going to get us, top is going to be 375. Once again, this bottom part is rounded. I just wrote what was on the calculator screen, so the number just got cut off. So the top divided by answer on the calculator would get you a more exact, so $764.99, $764.99. So how much would we end up paying for this one? Well, we're paying on it for 30 years. and there's 12 months in a year, and the payment is $536.82 every month. Okay, so you can see as we use it strategy we used at the beginning of the semester, 30 times 12 times 536.82, we're getting $193,255. So that's for the 30-year, what we would end up paying for our $100,000 that we took out. Now the same if we're taking out for 15 years, there's 12 months in 1 year, and our payment is $764.99, which seems like that's more, right? Every month. Those cancel, these cancel, so 15 times 12 times $764.99 ends up being $137,698. So if we're rounding to the nearest dollar. So this one is obviously a lot less money than this one over the total cost. This is about $37,000 more than $100,000, and this is $93,000. So if all possible, and you can bite off that extra about $200 a month, you want to go with a 15-year loan. Another strategy to the mortgage options is to make the 30-year loan at 5%, but try to pay it off in 15 years by making larger payments than required. To carry out this plan, how much would you have to pay every month? So basically we're going to do the 30-year loan, but we're going to pay it off in 15 years. Still have 5% interest though. So we would do our payment. It's going to be $100,000 times 0.05 divided by 12. Still making monthly payments. 0.05 divided by 12, but this time we're going to multiply it times 15 years. So we're getting on the top $416.67, which was the same as we got above, but now we're dividing by 0.52, and once again I'm just writing down what was on the calculator screen so I can show you, but the best way to get the most exact answer is to take the top divided by second answer, what was already on your screen. I'm getting $790.79, which is more than you're paying for the 15-year loan, but that was because the interest was less for that. And so if you take 15 years, and there's 12 months in 1 year, and we're paying this payment of $790.79 every month. Okay, that's going to get us 15 times 12 times 790.79 is going to get me $142,342.20, which is more than this, but way less than that. So not a bad idea. If you're scared you can't bite off that extra $200 a month, this would be a good compromise, but you would have to bite off another, $30 extra to be able to cut this payment at the extra 5% interest. So some things you would want to consider. You have a choice between a 30-year fixed rate loan at 4% and an adjustable rate mortgage with a first year rate of 3%. Neglecting compounding and changes in the principal, estimate your monthly savings with the ARM during the first year on the $100,000 loan. Suppose that the ARM rate rises to 5% by the third year. How will your payments be affected? So because mortgage payments mostly go to interest in the early years of the loan, we're just going to we're not going to do the total calculation, we're just going to make an estimate. Then the fixed year mortgage would be at 4%, 4.04 times 100,000, which is $4,000. And the adjusted rate mortgage is going to be 0.03 times 100,000, which is 3,000. So this adjusted rate mortgage will save you almost $1,000 in interest during the first year, which is about $83 if you divide that out. But the problem is that this adjusted rate mortgage goes up to 5% on the third year, which is going to make you pay almost $83 more a month. So an adjusted rate mortgage is just very, very risky for the borrower. If you're the one that's taking out the loan, you want to really consider not taking out an adjusted rate mortgage. It could really backfire on you because it could go up to 10% or something that's drastically high.